I've always wanted a bookshop since I was like 7 or 8 because I'm a proliferate reader. I read lots and lots of stuff and I've always read. So just something I've always wanted to do. I did eBay for the beginning. I did that for about 7 or 8 years. And then my brother started a little shop in Lumby, of all places. He had rented a spot to do a secondhand store. And then he couldn't do it anymore. I'm like, oh, I could eBay and have a bookstore, right? Because eBay was paying the bills, doing online stuff, and I'm like, oh, and then I could always do what I wanted. So then I came here and I've been here for 6 years, and it's awesome because who doesn't love a corner bookstore, right? Yeah, corner bookstores are awesome. My name is Charlene Dooling, and I'm the owner of Expressions of Time Bookstore in Vernon, BC. Me and my aunt, when I lived in Vancouver, used to do antique shows, and Expressions of Time covers everything, right? Because everything's an expression of time, from antiques and the vintage jewelry that I sell to the books and everything like that. So it's just stuck with me since about 1995 or something. Vintage jewelry is my expertise. I've been doing that for about 25 years. You do need to have your fingers in many pies when it comes to having a small business, right? Because you got a lot of competition out there, a lot of people online like Amazon, Chapters, that kind of stuff, that if you're going to compete with them, you still have to be able to have multiple things going on.
Hi, I'm Angie, and I've worked at Expressions of Time for 3 years now. I really like rings. I have a sick obsession, so I like to remain in this corridor here. If anybody ever comes in, like the first thing, I'm like, you want to see some rings? I really do enjoy the crystals though too. It's something that I'm interested in the crystal healing and elemental healing, so I really like being able to put my knowledge to use within that and being able to, help people with certain issues or challenges that they're having and trying to resolve those things.
My name is Jillian, and I've worked at Expressions of Time for about 6 months. I love the tarot section. I love being able to kind of hook someone onto tarot. When I get to show them the tarot, it's like showing them, like, starting their own, like, spiritual journey.
When I first opened up, it was just me in the small little space, and then I decided I needed to be open 6 days a week, so I hired one of my friend's daughters part-time to work a Sunday, and then it just kind of grew from there as it got busier. It's not just me. I can do good customer service, but they do awesome customer service. They're exactly like when you came in. They're really friendly, they're happy, that's the key also too. So it's not just me, it's a whole family.
I'm Kayla, and I've worked at the store for 6 years. After 6 years, there's been a lot of really memorable moments when customers come in and you can recall like things about them. It's more than just them coming in and asking about books. It's about getting help if we need it, or just getting inspiration if we need it.
I can remember almost every single customer's name, what kind of books they're interested in. So if we get a new book in, I can say, oh, I think Chris would like to read this book. So the next time that they come in, I can show them that section and I can recommend that book for them because I think that's something that they would be interested in.
Someone who's becoming like one of my best friends I met in here. I sold her a labradorite ring, and then she was like, we need to go for tea. And I was like, we do. It's just easy to just talk to people because you can talk about anything in here. You can talk about, like, there's so much information around you.
I'm a sci-fi fantasy reader, so it is easy to get lost in that a little bit, and I do have a lot of sci-fi fantasy in here, but also I guess a general rule of thumb for me is it interesting. So, and I've broadened my spectrum of interesting, I'm sure, since I first opened the doors, because we all have our ideas about exactly what people read and don't read. Crystal book, self-help, relationships, in case you need to know about your boyfriend, he's giving you the love you want. Philosophy, world history, biography. Business is all by itself on the other side, because that's a bit boring. Art section, boating, gardening, back to the land, crafting if you want to learn how to make your own leather crafting stuff. Brewing, that's actually been a big thing lately. Native First Nations, local travel, field guides, science, mathematics, classic literature section. That's actually one thing that sells really well. People are always being ambitious about reading classic literature. BC and Canada history. Children, teen, preteen. My favorite section, all the sci-fi fantasy. I used to have my own personal collection of sci-fi fantasy, but now that I have a bookstore, I don't need my own library. Books aren't a luxury, but I think a lot of people still look at them that way, right? As a, oh, I can't spend my money on a book, but you know, so yeah, that's a bit of a change too, right? They play with their phones and spend all kinds of money on tech, but sometimes the book is the bottom of the pile. The local community is key, because if you can't have people shopping from your local community, yeah, you're not going to last long as a business with all the competition out there online. I work a lot more than I ever thought I did, per se, right? You think, oh, I be my own boss, I don't have to work, but that's not true at all. You work even harder. This is my store, my vision. I can, you know, go where I want to go, try things out, or yeah, just be very, very creative. I would never go back to working for somebody else again, ever, if I could help it anyway.